Hey people, Infant here, BB3 Catherine Purification Plant Blue Team. K.A.F as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, Black Legion here. Alongside, Holy Saint Knight is a Force Commander, very strong offense fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. And rounding off this team, HeaDCraB as a Lord General fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue of Stormtroopers, really strong defense and support, can also add to the retinue. The Catachan's elite scheme here for HeaDCraB. Red team, the GobexEC as an Apothecary support hero fighting in melee by default begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. The Ultramarines DLC here. Alongside is ChunkyCoates as a Kommando knob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter. And rounding off the teams in a bit of trouble, Jester as a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist, infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support. Sent packing by a bunch of heretics in melee, gets away though. Got double termagants here for Jester, now shooting up a Sorcerer and some really good Doom Bolts. Killed at least 3 Hormagaunts there, I think, and all of a sudden, Chaos Space Marines. Can they finish off the Hormagaunts? Well, they would have. They should now try to close melee on the termagants, I think. Although, with some heavy cover, they can probably outshoot them. West side, Orks making their way up to this contested victory point. Space Marines in assistance. This is GobexEC scouts over there. They have double scouts. Apothecary themselves are capping. Force Commander does get away. All the way up on the power here is ChunkyCoates now. Apothecary got down to almost half hit points in that first engagement. That we missed because we were looking at the east side. Bunch of guardsmen dying. Stun bomb misses. Sentinel seems like it's going to be okay. Tactical Marines now. In on the node. They might get a full bash here, the red team. Scouts helping out too. They need to stay away from that Sentinel because they'll drop models relatively quickly to most things. Not sure if their attacks are going to come and defend. They got the node down. It's been purchased or rebuilt, I guess. Catachan Devils on the field now. Good grenade barrage there. Awesome disruption from long range. We might see another stun bomb coming in soon. There's a shotgun blast from the Catachans. Knocked back like 4 units. That was pretty awesome. Got shotgun scouts as well now. Here come the tactical marines of Holy Saint Knight, popping their Kraken bolts, but they're shooting at the Apothecary for some reason. He doesn't have heavy armor on, so the Kraken bolts are wasted there. Stun bomb does get those tacks shut down. Here comes the Force Commander to mix stuff up in melee, but is persuaded to leave pretty soon. Shotgun scouts and sniper scouts now for Gobex. Attacks getting maybe close to dropping a model, depending on how that damage has been distributed. Catachans just standing out in the open. There's a grenade barrage. They should get into melee with those tacks, I think, or melee with the Apothecary. They might be able to finish him off there, you know. Apothecary does get away. K.A.F with some Noise Marines on the east side and a Sword of Flame for extra fire. Bunch of dead stuff on this side. Some heretics and Hormagaunts and stuff. They've all survived. They've got a warrior brood up now for Jester. A Lictor Alpha with adrenal glands. Some basic upgrades to his base stats. More health regen, more energy regen. Kommando working on this central contested power. Is it more... Is it a better use of his time to go for that VP maybe? I guess stealing this power is worth something. Lictor Alpha skulking around here. It will be spotted by the aspiring champion heretics, of which K.A.F has 2. 2 full-on melee heretic squads there. Noise Marines are going to get flesh hooked probably. There's a good special, but they're going to get 2v1'd here, Jester. Need to be careful, especially with double aspiring champion heretics coming in on your warrior brood. Warrior brood models are synapse creatures, so they will explode and cause a synapse backlash on death. That was coruscating flame on those heretics. They almost whacked those guys in a mere few seconds there in melee, doubling up. I'm sure they were getting shot at as well. Blue team have the western contested victory point, and they're now pouring down the east side 2v1, maybe with a full power bash. Looks like Holy Saint Knight is redirecting. Oh, they lost their scout somewhere. Holy Saint Knight. Attacks get suppressed, and here come sluggers with burners. These burners act as power weapons in melee combat. Got to model off those attacks. Noise Marine's now helping out. And the sluggers are persuaded to leave. They did a decent job. Can they get away okay, though? I think they are. Bunch of Daka from fully upgraded shooters with big shooters and knob leaders. Force Commando was shot down there. Noise Marine's coming in. That Sonic Blaster shuts down ranged attacks. But they dropped 2 models doing it. Had to try and cover that revive from the Sorcerer, but he did get the Force Commander up, who now runs. He's a running. Warrior Brood back up to 3 models, but kind of low on hit points, actually. Sorcerer doesn't even try to fight them, runs away. Could have Doom Bolted them, maybe. And then run. CSM are also kind of low. No upgrades? Oh, no, we do. We do see Adrenal Glands for the Hormagaunts. They're a big threat to Marines in Tier 1, those Adrenal Gland Hormagaunts. 8 models, all clawing at you. With that upgrade is kind of nasty. Customized Storm Bolter for GobexEC. Got some more scouts for double sniper and shotgun. And 1 shotgun, I should say. Gonna try and decap this. Might get an explosive to the back of the head here. Nope, they're probably saving it for when an actual squad comes to mess with this wreck point. Sentinel's getting some free shots in, though. Needs to be careful of getting sniped, of course. There's a big shot there. The Sentinel is a vehicle, but it has heavy infantry armor on it, so small arms fire, including sniper rifles, of course, are a big threat. So nice having all that health in one single entity, though. That can't drop models and stuff. Oh, down goes the Apothecary. They got them with the improvised explosive. After some DPS from the Catechins. Double Catechin Devils here for HeaDCraB. Holy Saint in Tier 2 gets a Razorback. First player to get a Tier 2 unit out. K.A.F. almost there. Jester getting there too. Gobex and ChunkyCoates still in Tier 1. ChunkyCoates is floating, right? Yeah. Floating big time here, the Ork player. Need 125 power to get to Tier 2. They're up into the 160s right now. And plenty of wreck position as well. Catechins. If they both went into melee there, they might have been able to finish off those sluggers. There's the grenade barrage. Couldn't quite get it done. Hide the boys on the sluggers there, looks like, to help them out with ranged damage and getting into that combat. The Kommando with stick bombers. Stick bombs, I should say. Would be amazing if he could throw stick bombers who could then throw stick bombs. Razorback. Just driving through the mid like it owns the place. With reinforced armor plating, going for a big flank maybe. I assume the attacks are inside of it. Right? Yeah. Oh, they're going for a power bash. Oh, they have a missile launcher. Okay. It's one way to bash power. And they're popping their Kraken bolts again, which is a waste, but I guess it'll be off cooldown next time they need it anyway. Only gives you a damage bonus against heavy infantry. There's a stick bomb throw. Quick thinking gets back inside the Razorback. I wonder if that would have wiped those guys. I don't think so. Would have to be in a hell of a throw to wipe them. But that was a pretty good throw. So they got 1 gen, so it's something. Makes the Orks come and defend. Kommando could have been up doing some shenanigans on the VP or something. No war gear for the Force Commander level 2. Chaos Sorcerer level 3. Lord the General's got some stuff. Grenade launchers. Also given to the 2 retinue fellas there, Nigel and Derek. And he gets stabilizers up for the heal over time. Genestealer Brood on the field for Jester. Melee superiority unit. And they'll be massively buffed by the melee synapse we have now on the Warrior Brood Adrenal Glands. The Warrior Brood themselves get big buffs from this. 65% more health, more melee skill, and heavy melee damage. And as you can see there, the 40% health bonus on melee Tyranids around them. Pretty nuts. And more melee skill. I think that takes the Genestealers up to 90 melee skill, because I believe they start with 80. Here comes some Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines. They've got a hell of a melee fight on their hands. Sluggers and Genestealers to fight. Chains of Torment doing some good work though for K.A.F. Big fight here. People often ask me to zoom in on fights a bit more, so I'm going to try and try and remember to do that. We have a shotgun up, the special shooter on that Kommando. Bloodletters here are K.A.Fs, of course. They are in a bit of trouble. Looks like they are getting away. Lucky to have 3 models, actually. Noise Marines also flee. Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines didn't drop a model. Flesh Hook on the Chaos Sorcerer. Might go down here. If the Lictor Alpha had a weapon upgrade, probably would have got it done, I think. Force Commander's here to help out if needed. Gonna fight the Lictor Alpha? Okay. Gonna fight him. Lictor does more damage by default than a Force Commander in melee. Does not have a sidearm, of course. And Flesh Hook's pretty damn good against single entities, of course. Level 2, Lictor Alpha. Now going for the Corrosive Claws. It's going to be very effective. They are a power weapon that debuff targets. Stern Guard Veterans for GobexEC. Hopefully I'm passing and saying that name right. Multi-laser turret is up for some extra anti-infantry firepower. And that's a Creeping Barrage from HeaDCraB. Unique global for the Lord General. Looks like it's not going to hit anything there. Going around the edge of the map maybe. Librarian up here with a 4-staff. Where is that Corrosive Claws? What is it again? 63.75 power melee DPS. Slows vehicles and increases the damage they take. Pretty cool. 431 to 410. Double multi-laser turrets. Triple, excuse me. Multi-laser turrets going on here. Not sure what their DPS is, but doing some work. We have some speedy Catachin Devils here. They are buffed by the grenade launchers, which for some reason make you move faster. Here's some Orks eating multi-laser turrets. Tank busters get 1 down, I think. Yes, they do. Here's our missile launcher Sentinel as well. Oh hey, Holy Saint Knight is turned into a Terminator Force Commander. Here he is. Storm Bolter and Power Fist. Comes to see what's going on over here. They only got 1 of the laser turrets down. Did the Kommando drop? The Kommando did drop right there. Kind of buried in the ground right now. Razorback is still up. Holy Saint Knight's done some good work actually. Getting some more power bashing done. Noise Marines point blank range power bashing on the eastern edge as well. Whirlwind up for GobexEC. Sit back and disrupt on this west side. Catachin's looking for a fight. They found one. Shotgun blast on the Librarian. Could they surround him and power melee him down? I guess not. They're running off. They are a running off. Commander squad up for ChunkyCoates now in tier 3. Pulled in off the global bar. I think they get their knob leader immediately for a rocket launcher. There it is. They might be able to finish off this Razorback. Moving and shooting, playing it smart. I wonder if one more will do it. Razorback trying desperately to get away. Heretics can help out with some melee, but they could not get there in time. Tactical Marines get out. Well done to ChunkyCoates, gets the kill on that Razorback. We have a heavy flamer Terminator Force Commander now. Ready to burn stuff for the Emperor, even if it's more Space Marines. Look, Emperor stuff is complicated, okay? Not everyone gets it right. I guess they feel like the Apothecary hasn't got it right today. So they must be burned. There's full auto on his face though, didn't like that. Force Commander runs away. We have improved medical equipment and now armor of the Apothecarian. The classic 3v3 Apothecary build here. Heal the crap out of surrounding allies and shoot stuff in the face while you do it. Pretty effective. And of course you're sprinting around like a madman when you're out of combat. Lord General level 3 backs off. More multi-laser turrets, why not? Just get them going. They help you out. Tank busters make short work of them as we saw. Big mound of Tyranids in the mid, a big mound of Chaos coming in. So they should be able to do pretty good in melee here actually. With the Bloodletters and the Mark of Khorne CSM, they should very quickly kill Warrior Brood models, which gets the Synapse Backlash going. And gets the melee Synapse off the field. There we go. Warrior Brood off the field. I think they're going to survive, but are the Gene Stealers going to stick around? No, they're not. They got messed up. Yeah, they wiped them. They wiped the Gene Stealers. Well, what's the answer to scary Tyranid melee? Get some demons with big old fire swords going on, and it works out. Level 6 Sorcerer here. Just met them head on rather than trying to get Havocs or something. They do have that Robes of Torment as well if they get into trouble. Get themselves into a bad spot. We got some melee commandos with Mando stab 'em, which is fun. We'll see how effective it is. Those guys are getting roasted by a Terminator Force Commander for the Emperor. Librarian needs to be careful. And I think gets away. Scouts barely made it out. Those turrets are doing some work, you know. Getting some repairs now too. What's going on over it? K.A.F did not stop. They chased the Tyranids back. Power might get bashed now. Which means, you know, XP and stuff for these guys. What level have we got? Level 3 Mark of Corn CSM, level 2 Bloodletters, and here comes a great unclean one for K.A.F. That's going to be a great addition to this melee blob. That guy passively damages nearby enemies. Has some nasty abilities too. And if you're a sorcerer, you can teleport him around, the big fella. More power bashing missile launcher, fellas. This should surely be bashed. There we go. Oh, double whirlwinds for Gobex, really. Can't knock over the Terminator Force Commander. It's too fat. 27 flame DPS. That's huge amounts of DPS for a flamer, if you weren't aware. Librarian going after him, doing some good damage. The Terminator Force Commander does have heavy infantry armor. I've never been given an explanation as to why. I mean, they've got a lot of hit points, I guess. And I guess it was seen as better to give him more hit points and not as much, not as good armor against more things. Doesn't have commander armor, doesn't have super heavy infantry. 431 to 252. I'd love to see him get a Thunderhammer and Storm Shield loadout for that Terminator Force Commander armor. That'd be fun. Are you Death Spitters? You are. Anti-infantry Venom Brood fellas. And here's those melee commandos with that huge hammer on the Knob Leader. The others have, I think they have power melee. I mean, I would hope they have power melee. They're a tier 3 melee squad. You see them so little that I forget the stuff they have. That's like the second time I've seen them in months, it feels like. What are you doing, Mr. Librarian Man? You doing your barrier or something? I guess 1,000 hit points at level 1 if you have the 4 staff. That's not bad, eh? Not bad at all. Speaking of Thunderhammers and Storm Shields, here's some Assault Terminators, by the way. Unique to the Force Commander. Big problem for those commandos if they get their claws. I guess they're a big problem either way. Not sure how well they do against them. Stone Guard veterans here, using Vengeance rounds for some reason. Maybe they were looking to shoot at those turrets. Should be using Hellfire against Catechins. And here comes some fire. Look at the damage it does. Nasty. That was a good shot from the Sentinel too. Those Assault Terminators just used their teleport. Veil of Time on the Stone Guard to help them escape. They're going after the Whirlwinds. These guys do want to use Vengeance rounds against the Terminators because they're super heavy infantry. And this is good ammo versus that and vehicles. Saw a little bit of full auto there. Librarian would do decent damage in melee to these guys, but it's a massive risk to send them into melee with them. Decent VP lead now for the blue team, 200 or so VPs. Assault Terminators were not really threatened over here, to be honest. Doesn't have a great army for taking out enemy Terminators. Gobex with double whirlwinds. Here's the great unclean one. Still one of the best unit models ever in an RTS game all these years later, I think. I actually prefer this model to Total War Warhammer Great Unclean Ones, who are a bit more kind of cartoony. They still look good in their own way. Here's a Stormblade, by the way. It's definitely the rarest Baneblade variant, I think. Maybe it needs a bit more range or something on that big plasma blast gun. Typically gets itself into trouble trying to shoot things, you know. Not sure what the range is. Maybe it's already long. Doesn't seem like it is though. Tyranno formation from Jester with a Carnifex on the way, comes in to back up that nuke. These spires will buff surrounding Tyranids. Sentinel went down. Turret falls. There's more turrets around though. Amazed at how well these turrets have done. Big overcharged plasma shot over there. 423 to 171. Terminators. The Gobex using their power fists on the Stormblade. They were trying to get on rear armor, but it didn't work out great. Since that big old tank would have right of way even against Terminators, they had to move aside or be crushed. Speaking of big old vehicles, here is a Land Raider Redeemer from Holy Saint Knight. K.A.F has tons of resources here. They could get some Terminators of their own, but they haven't. Wait, do they have to pop for it? Oh, maybe not. Terminators are 21 pop, aren't they? 415 to 164. Great Unclean One going after a battle wagon now. All the super units showing up, eh? Just need a Swarm Lord. Where's that Carnifex? What kind of Carnifex is it? It is a Strangled Thorn Cannon. Fantastic weapon, this thing. Death Spitters do good damage against Horse Commanders when they got their Terminator armor on, for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of good damage. Couldn't even finish the cap over there. Had to teleport away and retreat. Great Unclean One that's got a long way to run back. I see that the Stormblade's plasma overcharge still leaves this very ugly low-res crater behind, which is unfortunate. I hope they can fix that. Kommando Knob is level 4. Got his own rocket launcher now. Sneaky little filtration kit. And, of course, stick bombs. Tank Buster Barrage. A decent hit. They are getting messed up by Twin Linked Assault Cannon, though. Not sure what Jester was up to. I guess just harassing infantry. Stern Guard got really messed up there by that big zap gun shot, I think. Is that a repair bunker? Looks like that is maybe a repair bunker. Land Raider Redeemer is getting very low. Needs to back the hell off, I think. Goes down, does it? It does go down. Stormblade eyeing up the Stern Guard for a big old shot, maybe. The Lord, the General now with melter guns. 393 to 132. Sorcerer tying up the Carnifex of all things. Here's some Chaos Terminators finally for K.A.F. I guess they lost, yeah, they just lost the Heretics, so they got a bunch of population back to spend. I mean, they might want to get more Heretics up. Just don't give them the aspiring champion because they have the Great Unclean One to support. Another Carnifex on the way for Jester. Uncapped west side. Don't see any action on the natural VPs right now. ChunkyCoates with some repair crew Gretchens to help keep that battle wagon in top shape. ChunkyCoates right now. Do you get a Knob Squad? Well, these guys didn't get claws. Bloodletters and Mark of Khorne CSM together could mess up a Knob Squad quite a lot. But if they isolate any of those things, they'll do really well. Unless these guys get claws, of course. But maybe that'll be good for your team. Because if they get claws, they're much less of a threat to the two Carnifexes. Veil of Time on these Terminators here. They've got the Cyclone Missile Launcher. And they're going to take, holy crap, big overcharged shots. That was huge amounts of damage there. Another shot comes in. That's a regular shot. Still incredibly scary. Surprised the Lord General isn't shooting at them with melter guns. They actually got the cap there. Well done, fellas. Didn't drop a model either. They need to get some plasma up on these guards, mate. They've got a las cannon heavy weapon squad. The bunker is going to go down soon. Kommando is trying to be sneaky over there. Is it double Stranglethorn? It is, you know. Messed up that Force Commander Terminator. Warrior Brood going in on the Assault Terminators. Crippling Poison doing some good work. They got very low. Those double Whirlwinds coming in with that disruption. And here comes a Great Unclean one. Pretty great and rather unclean. Nob Squad get out of the battle wagon and instantly get subjugated by the Chaos Sorcerer there. I guess that's another reason not to get a Nob Squad, eh? There's a bloody Sorcerer. They're going after the Great Unclean one, who's super far forward. Could be warped out, of course, by K.A.F. But they need to be mindful of their Sorcerer's position if they're going to do that. Might need to retreat the Sorcerer off so this guy can get away. Haven't done it yet. The Sorcerer's still there. Do they have any? No, they don't have any heretics either. Great Unclean one's going to go down. There's the warp. Is it far enough away? Okay, I think that's far enough away. The Sorcerer was indeed in retreat. That's mid-map basically, so it's going to be okay, I think. On the west side, big overcharged Plasma Destroyer shots. Plasma Blast Gun, sorry. Lord General fell over, which sadly means Derek and Nigel are no longer with us. Terminators go for the cap again. I guess the Lord General died getting a decap, I think. Did that shot miss? They might have hit terrain or something. Again, they didn't drop a model. Amazing stuff. Did the Assault Terminators get claws? They did not get claws. Here's a Orks from ChunkyCoates, and there's the rocket launcher doing its thing. Level 5 Kommando. Doing outrageous damage. Almost got the Stormblade down with the help of those Carnifexes and that Orks. But it survives. 359 to 113. 2-to-1 cap for the red team. Can they hold on here? Not sure what this Terminator Force Commander is doing. Trying to power fist the Whirlwind down, maybe? Getting chased by a Nob Squad, though, isn't great for him. And has to run, okay. Termagants getting taken out. Jester just throwing him away, I think, to free up some population, perhaps. Is that double Death Spitters now? It is. And they want more Death Spitters, apparently. Shoot down those Terminators, eh? That's going to be a nasty force against the Terminators with double Stranglethorn cannons and triple Death Spitters, if indeed that is what we get. Scouts being sneaky for Holy Saint Knight. Nob Squad on retreat path, though. 331 to 113. Kommando's still down here. Kommando's twitching over here. And we got a Pain Boy getting the implant equipment to do some surgery on the Nob Squad. Okay, 4150 hit points it says, I think, there, so we'll try and work out what kind of surgery they get. Usually speed is the thing to give them, I think. As is usually the case in any kind of combat game, mobility is king a lot of the time. What did they subjugate? If it wasn't the Nobs there, I'm not sure. Great Unclean one was, oh, they were using Warp, not Subjugate. That's why he's waving his staff around, his sword rather. Then gets dunked on by the Nob Squad. And now they're going to try and fight the Great Unclean one, I guess. Remember, he's passively damaging those Nob Squad just for being close. It's probably not enough on it by itself to threaten an Ob Squad, that damage. The big old melee attacks certainly are. Taking their time to retreat. I see that a lot on Ob Squads. They seem to be very slow at retreating. Do they have a foul snare to finish off that model? I guess not. Painboy might have thrown the Git source on them as well. 284 to 1 run 3. Massive fight on the west side. Let's follow this Great Unclean One, eh? Those Terminators look tasty. He's quite low. The Sorcerer is there, so it's not much of a safety walk. 1-to-1 cat. Big old overcharged shot. Didn't hit very well, I don't think. Here's a battle wagon with a unit inside, which means it moves faster and shoots all of its guns. But that is las cannon and auto cannon, not where the battle wagon wants to hang out. Great Unclean One, a big old vomit. Taking a lot of damage though. A lot of damage. Bloodletter's white. K.A.F has double Terminators now though. Where are they? Oh, they're there. Great Unclean One falls. I guess they can just buy another one if they wanted. I wonder. They might go for a Phobos to shoot down the Carnifexes and stuff. Well, the Battle Wagon's down. They don't need to shoot that down anymore. 284 to 113. Oh, Lictor tried to get this and died. Markov corner CSM looking after it. The Stormblade is kind of in an awkward place. Luckily for the Stormblade, these are all Death Spitter Venom Brood. They don't have Venom Cannons, or it would have been down already. Those Strangle Thorns, though, do some good damage to everything, and down it goes. Looks like those beamy looters got the last shot, maybe, from ChunkyCoates. Resin capping, I think ChunkyCoates said there. Oh, they just revived the Lictor Alpha, who then ran away. And they decapped the VP. These guys were off. They were shirking their duties. Come on, fellas. Are they going to be able to finish this cap here? Chuck your stick bombs and then run. Boom. Are they in retreat or are they just trying to sneak away? I think they are actually in retreat there. West side getting decapped by scouts. Manticore says no. Almost wiped on one hit. They are going to wipe. Yes, they are. Those guys had a sniper as well. Holy Saint Knight with Devastators on the way. With what exactly? Why are they getting Devastators up now? I guess for the maybe for the Carnifexes, get a las cannon going. 280 to 101. Lord the General goes down. Gonna need a new Derek and a new Nigel. Assault Terminator is looking to make a run at things. They aren't super high on health. Double enemy Terminators here. Stern Guard veterans using their Kraken bolts. They should be using Vengeance rounds against those Terminators. And 2 auto-cannon Chaos Terminators as well. Lots of terminating going on. ChunkyCoates with Commandos and triple Looters with Beamies. Oh, this one doesn't have Beamies. There's a lot of anti-vehicle stuff here. Manticore Strike is a really good target for it. That was pretty good. Almost wiped out those las cannon devs there. Noise Marines are going to wipe. Yes, they do. There's a Tyranno formation. Big hit there. Not sure they're going to follow it up with a push, though. There's another Great Unclean One from K.A.F. Can anything grab this contested VP here? Not sure. It's going to be tough. Nothing has an invulnerability thing they can pop to help them cap here. Subjugated Nob Squad, murdering some looters, and getting caught in orbital bombardment loots, thanks to Holy Saint Knight. A decent hit there. Not sure it killed anything, but it did certainly disrupt things. There's Chains of Torment. Sorcerer runs away, which means they can have a nice safe place to walk the Great Unclean One back to. Terminator Force Commander burning the crap out of that stuff. He's done a lot of work with that heavy flame, you know. A lot of work. Special attack misses for the Great Unclean One. Sad face. Look at this space they've created now for the cat. Gonna need to warp it out, I think. That's a lot of power fists. A lot of power fists. Oh, they did it too late. He saw the warp effect on the ground, but they did it way too late. And they lose another Great Unclean One. These guys are going to get a nice heal off it, though, if they stand here. There we go. Meanwhile, that's a weird place for a heavy turret. Going for some flanking heavy turret action there. 252 to 79. Red team take blue team's natural thanks to a sneaky Lictor Alpha. They have the Terrify for Menacing Visage. They should maybe invest in the Deadly Jump, because then they could jump over this thing and get to the VP. Blue team trying to get it back, but Tyranids are having a word with them with Death Spitters. Mark of Khorne CSM are in there though. Is that Dark Flames? No. I don't think so. I saw some fire, but I think it was just Coruscant Flame. 231 to 79. Look at the state of the terrain over here now. Because of that Stormblade. The Assault Terminators are just kind of hanging out, taking a whole bunch of Stormbolts of fire. They're shrugging off a lot of it because of their armor type, but that's a lot of it. Going after the Librarian now. Double Manticores, eh? HeaDCraB, that's pretty cool. Land Raider Phobos is on the way now for K.A.F. ChunkyCoates down to 3 units. I guess the Commandos didn't make it. They lost a bunch of looters in those big pushes as well. Manticore. A lot of damage on those Terminators, but they tanked it. They tanked it. Now these guys are subjugated. Their teleport's been used, but they were not teleported into trouble. It's interesting to see. Now they're just running into trouble, maybe. Yeah. I think they were trying to go for kills on these guys rather than get those guys into trouble. Which might have been a mistake in the long run. More looters for ChunkyCoates. More looters. Here's the horde of Death Spitter Venom Brood. And down goes a Lord General again. Poor guy. 222 to 67. Can the red team break through? They're trying to go for the natural again. It's Jester. Yes, decap. That's important. Now ChunkyCoates is lying in wait to go after it. Looks like the Phobos is gonna camp it for a second, maybe. Got some heretics here. The Phobos does count as a demon, so you can worship that guy for big effect. Here comes an orbital. Another Manticore for HeaDCraB. Some decent hits on the Tyranid blob there. There's still a lot of Tyranid to blob. Another orbital the other way. And Terminators are decapping the VP. Look at all this stuff hanging out back here. That is a medical bunker, I think. Yeah. But it's just not healing up those Terminators very quickly. And now it's gone down. They won't be able to finish their reinforcement. Look at that death blob of Tyranids there. Lots of damage in. Phobos comes to help out. Does the Dirge Caster. And a nuke now from K.A.F. The Imperial Abyss. And that was superbly done. Wiped out 2 of the Venom Broods. Only 1 gets away. Carnifex has made it. This Carnifex has been awesome. Level 3 and level 4. They've been awesome. They might need to run back to base though to heal up. Well, maybe not. It's a 2-to-1 cap for blue. Don't think they have time to run back to base. K.A.F. took a lot of damage there, but it did a lot of damage as well. There's the 1-to-1. Red team are getting their natural back. And they have the contested. Heavy weapon squad on the way for HeaDCraB. Probably another las cannon, I would say. Are these Carnifexes going to try and back off? They are trying to run back to a base. This allied base here of the Space Marines. They can heal off it. Stick bombs. Pathogens survive. They laugh in the face of grenades, I think, Catachans. What is this? Oh, Commandos. Commandos from the Kommando knob, call in. Catachans trying to be sneaky and get the cap, but they die to Stormbolt of Fire. Look at the amount of bodies over there. Where's the Apothecary, by the way? Oh, there he is. Level 7. Terminator's on the cap now. Lots of stuff shooting at them. Assault Terminators unable to finish that reinforcement. I guess they cancelled it. There's a big heal from the Apothecary on them. Level 7 heal. And they get the cap. 194 to 14. Jester made the right call to heal these guys up, I think. They're coming back towards the front line now. And they have a third. Also with a Strangled Thorn cannon. It's a lot of Strangled Thorn in. Uh-oh, are these Terminators in big trouble here? They do have a Librarian. I think that was the Gate of Infinity. Yep, gets them out of trouble. Knob Squad to lead the line and try to mess up the blue team's chance at capping. Kommando goes down. Was going after the Manticores maybe. Got too close to those aspiring champion heretics and was spotted. That's a Manticore. It's a double Manticore, in fact. Couldn't quite get the decap there. And down goes a Terminator Force Commander. Our domination draws near, says the Chaos bloke. Well, they need caps for that, Mr. Chaos bloke. Going for red team's natural now. Big push by K.A.F on it. And with how low their VPs are, the red team need to defend this desperately now. Painboy runs. Some looters died. Warrior Brew just thrown in there. Knob Squad coming down now. And a bunch of Carn effects at the corner. Strangled Thorns. Looks like they're not going to get the cap unless they try to brute force it with the Terminators. They probably could brute force a decap at least, but I'm not sure if they'd be able to get away afterwards. Knob Squad chasing them down. Level 3 Knob Squad, by the way, fully upgraded with huge hammers, Knob Leader, and then Meaner and Greener. Will very quickly tear through the heretics. Sacrifice to get the Terminators away there. We have a horde of Spore Mines spawned from the Carnifexes, one of which has died, actually. One of the leveled up ones, too. Who's got the west side? It's the red team still. They have that 2-to-1. Triple Manticores now for HeaDCraB. Awesome. Sorcerer level 10. I wonder how long he's been level 10 for. Level 8 Lord, General and down. Level 8 Apothecary, level 7 Kommando, level 6 Lictor Alpha, switching back to Corrosive Claws. Sorcerer gets shot down. Manticores on a blob of Terminators here. They just tough it out. Got that Apothecary support, you know. 93 to 14. Oh, here goes the Kommando trying to get his Manticores down. Then grappling hooks away. Oh, died in midair though. Poor Kommando. 85 to 14. Can the red team hold on? Another Manticore for HeaDCraB. Really relying on their allies to cap while they rain down Manticore fire. It's quite fun. There's a big rocket run. Some decent hits. There's a massive fight brewing now on the west side. This could be it. There's an Imperial Abyss from K.A.F. Knob Squad in there. Assault Terminators in there. Carnifex is in there. Huge amounts of action. Who is capping? Terminators, I think, are capping. Chaos Terminators. Manticore strikes coming in. Assault Terminators are very low back there. Do they still have their Librarian? They do. Don't know what he's up to. Oh, did he get him out? Yes, Librarian got them out with Gate of Infinity there. 1-to-1 cap. Can the blue team grab the west side and see this out? Carnifex lives. By the skin of its giant teeth, it lives. Probably be capping, fellas, not worrying about a pain boy. Sorcerer's going to get revived. Terminator Force Kommando can't level up. They don't want to blob up like this. If they didn't one at a time, they could probably brute force it. They might have to do it anyway. It's just risky for nukes and stuff. Subjugated Terminators. Fighting each other. Blue team are going to get the cap, but can they hold it? Red team are going after their natural. GG says Jester. Something's going for this. Is it ChunkyCoates? No, it is Jester. Heretics are there. More commandos hit the field. Looks like the blue team have it with a 2-to-1 cap at the end. What an epic game. Look at these heroes. Level 10 Sorcerer. I think they were level 10 for like 15 minutes. Had a Terminator Force commander here. Burned a hell of a lot of things. Lord the General, level 8. Stabilizers and melter guns. They did have grenade launchers at some point. Level 8 Apothecary. Huge amounts of support. Did they actually lose Terminators? Or are they subjugated? They actually lost Terminators, I think. Yeah. Look at the amount of bodies here. Level 8 Kommando Knob. Did a lot of sneaky commando stuff through the mid, and so did the level 6 Lictor Alpha of Jester. Going back to Scything Talons there. Oh, they just made the Heretics retreat, that's right. We're gonna have to fight them. Probably should have used it on these guys, but guess it didn't matter in the end. Blue team take it. Hell of a game. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.